Hello Art Fam, it's Luis Martin, the art engineer, and welcome to the safe space. Welcome to the studio where we do this low risk, high reward activity of collage. Now remember, it's not about the collage, it's about the experience and the doors that collage opens, right? So you don't have to be a collage artist to get into this party. Listen, I am so thrilled and excited because we have more patrons than I can count in my hands. All right, so thank you everyone who's become a member, and I really want to point out that a lot of the people who have become patrons are already members in one way or the other, either the digital or the paper subscription, which just overwhelms me because the love is real, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for sustaining this space that we're creating. So if you're not a member yet, join in, because when you do become a patron, you do have access to our hangouts that happen once a month. And I already said it, once we get 100 patrons, that's it. We're taking over. We become a art street gang. So go to collagedream.com and make that happen. Listen, last week I did a cleanup session, and it doesn't take one session to clean up. It doesn't take one day. Rome wasn't created in one year, day, moment. So just like that, my studio's still a mess, and I'm still tackling Febroulage. As a matter of fact, I want to share the curtain collage with you that's on my desk right now. Check this out. It's beautiful, and I haven't even adhered it to itself, I guess is what I'm trying to say. This will come in later. So let me do that now. The whole thing was curtain, right? So I found these papel picado, which are not curtains, they're actually banners, in Mexico, and I put them in all of the kits. I think it was for the Day of the Dead. At any rate, they're from past collage kits. So if you're a collage kit member, you know you've had this one, and we'll always have some fun stuff happening. But for this collage, I thought I would use them as curtains for the birds, right? Because they're to scale. So let me just put this together as so I can move it out of the way and we can make space for new things. I have water today because I drank my coffee, and yes, I'm a little peculiar. I like putting water in the cup and it tastes like coffee water. Anyway, what do you have? I hope you have something warm. I don't know. It was 70 degrees in Chicago yesterday, guys. I'm in New York, but it made word all the way over here that it was warm in Chicago. But I feel like we get one good day and then we pay 2 not so good days. Is it the same where you are? I don't know. So with this collage, I was talking about what I'm always talking about, celebration. But you know, because the world is so weird, I think it's a good time, and this coming from someone who's, you know, shares everything on social media, to keep quiet. To keep quiet about our joys, to create safe spaces for each other, and not let just anybody in. And I'm not talking about the patrons, become a patron. No, but I'm saying create sacred spaces for yourself where it's only you and the people that you know have your back, right? Because right now it's a scary time, and you don't want to make yourself more vulnerable than you have to be, I guess is what I'm saying. Listen, right now I'm just talking all spirit, and that's not always clear until it comes out. So as I had said before, at the end of the day, I'm not particularly interested in the collage. I just want to take a picture of it, share it. I want to sell them all, but right now it's in the making, right? Right now the importance is I am here, I'm surviving, I'm moving, I am not letting atrophy get me, because atrophy is an emotional thing too, right? Not only physical. So keep moving, you guys, keep moving. Find your safe space, find your people. I kid you not, I was like I'm just gonna make, I recorded the last live. I'm just gonna put that on YouTube today, just because I'm kind of like, but what did I do? I put on my fancy new velour shirt. I literally had my list of members, and I saw all of my patrons, and I'm like, oh, thanks. Like, thanks for showing up for me, you know? So here I am, thank you. So let's not atrophy together, let's thrive together. So this is kind of tissue paper, so it's hard to adhere, so be careful when you're doing this. And if it ruins, hey, you got that picture that you took, hopefully, so it won't be that bad. See, it's a little precarious, but it's all right. It's all right. But I also like how it's joyful. So my whole poem about it was, you know, draw the curtains, don't let anybody know that we celebrate here, because they'll want to ruin it. But leave the window ajar so that the curtain dances in the wind, and the people looking for light will know we're here, right? Because somehow or the other, we always find our people. And that's what this collage was about. I think, yeah, I think it's adhered. Oh, good, we did it. Okay, great. So, I mean, so that's what this is about. It's kind of about, and I think I called it rejoicing. We'll rejoice, that's what it's called. And it's just about that. I've also been thinking, I want to reconfigure the room a little bit, because I got a lot of stuff, you guys. Leanne, one of our members, was saying I should sell boxes of scraps because they're really exciting. And if you're interested, let me know, because I might just do that. I might throw in a book, a marker. I mean, some particularly long matchsticks. I don't know why I have this, but it made me happy, so I bought it. I don't know. So anyway, so here's my scrapbook, or my scrap box, as you see. So, sorry, I'm moving the camera. I wanted to put that in there. Okay. So really quick, you guys, it's March already, right? And we have the March kit. I don't want to unbox it just yet, but I do want to share something with you. Check this out. So this is the March 2024 Collage Dream Kit. And in the cover, what is going on with the cover? So this month we are celebrating our very own Elvis, my husband and best friend, because he jumped in the deep end. He literally became an artist, like before my eyes. I was like, what's happening? A little bit of background. Elvis is he's a math person, like a math person. And all of a sudden, through collage, literally through collage, he's kind of like become this amazing right brain thinker, which is beautiful, because it gives me hope. Maybe I can learn math someday, right? So we're honoring him this month, and he got the cover, and these are two of the examples of his field book, right? So last month everybody got one of these, and he actually filled up. He did all 29 of them in here, which clearly I didn't. I hope you did. If you did, share. I'd love to see it. Maybe we'll make a video, or I'll have him make a video just of his explaining it. So this is I don't remember what the prompt. I think this is fake, which I loved. I thought this was the coolest thing. And I don't remember what this is. But it's really, really fun. Also, inside there's a picture of him, so you can. I'll let that be a surprise with the prompt. But on the other side, I have the collective image for this month, which is super effing cool. Are you ready for it? This is it, you guys. This is it. So this month, I'm not sending you a picture. I'm actually sending you a piece of cardboard. It's actually a coaster, and I'm giving it to you, and I'm hoping you can make something fun. I have no idea what the hell you can make with this, but I thought it was such a cool thing to do, because it's different material. It's cardboard. It's a little bit sturdier. So maybe you can make a mobile. Maybe you can make wearable art. Maybe you can make a pin. I don't know. Sky's the limit, but I thought it was beautiful, one, because it's kind of tribal, it's kind of trippy. So yeah, So become a member. We are almost to the brim as to how many I can make. So join before we have a waiting list, which will be a good thing as well, I'm assuming. So this is that, you guys. One thing I did want to do, and I want to kind of break the box a little bit, is I want to share my wall with you, because I want to start making space for new stuff. So I'm going to shift the camera and hopefully it'll work. Okay, are you ready? Okay. All right, so this is my part of my wall. I know you can't see too much of it, but I kind of want to, I need to start taking things down. And clutter is great. I love clutter. Clutter inspires me. But like I said, I don't know if I need a whole gaggle of this. So I don't even know if I can mail that, actually. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm just going to start taking things down, and I don't know, maybe I'll have a flash sale of stuff. So this is actually from, I use this in the Arcana. Check that out. Isn't that cool? I love her so much, but I think I need to let her go because I want to sell her. I want to make space for her. So this is the thing. I talk about a wonder wall. This is my wonder wall. I put things on the wall that I want to collage eventually, or things that just inspire me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick from the garden, essentially. I'm going to go here and take things that I've put on my wall, like this Loteria card from, this is El Mundo. I have a huge flower. Oh my god, look at this volcano. I mean, so I've literally forgotten what I put, so this is kind of an exciting treat for me too. Oh, this is from a collage kit, from a digital collage kit. Oof, okay. So I'm gonna take just a few more things and then I'm gonna collage from this, right? One more thing. Yes, okay, good enough. I'm gonna put her back. And let's come back to the fray. All right, what a field trip that was. Okay, so check it out. This is what I have. Wow, you know what I saw the other day? I saw fried green tomatoes, which I saw as a child, and it influenced me so much, but I had forgotten it, and I watched it recently. It was kind of painful to watch. It's so beautiful. It's queer, and Cicely Tyson, I think his name, comes out, and it was so painful to watch her in the role that she played with so much integrity. But it was like, she's like black royalty, you know, and to see her as an almost indentured slave was tough. But it's, you know, you got to keep these things in the forefront. Okay, so I have, look at this. So this is a beautiful volcano. Oh my god, you guys, did you just see that? Maybe this is an episode again where we just kind of hang out. But look at this. So I bought this at an estate sale, I think, or at a yard sale, and I just noticed that it has a thing in the back. It has a note. So this is from, this was sent to Tom's River in New Jersey. Can I read this? It says, "Dear Bessie, we drove down and it was wonderful and beautiful and enjoyed every moment of it. We visited something, and many interesting something. We are enjoying our very much thinking of you." I can't read, but isn't that amazing? I love that. Okay, so let's play with this. There is an artist that I really, really love. His name is Peter Beard, and he's kind of, you know, whatever, problematic. But at the same time, I love how he does these scrapbooks. And this is a book of his. And, oh, look, stickers that I've made. Okay. So he's really cool, and anytime anybody makes a scrapbook, they're like, "Oh, you're like trying to be like Peter Beard," whatever. But I love his aesthetic because he's taking this idea of being a kind of keeping records, right? And do you see how absolutely gruesome this is. It's just like, that's actual blood, drawings. He was friends with Francis Bacon, who was also really gruesome. So I like the aesthetic. I don't like his practice because I think he was a bit of a, you know, whatever. He was a star fucker, you know, he was really rich and he became famous because he could afford to just be extravagant and kind of colonize Africa because whatever. But the work is really beautiful, and he was actually very attractive, so he was a bit of a gigolo. He was on the cover of Interview magazine, yada, yada, yada. Yes, I want that life. So I won't be a hater, but I will. I'm going to use this as that. Now, I like this as much as I like that, but I think I love the penmanship. So let me use this. And this is a really good exercise in not being precious, maybe? I don't know. I like the idea of this creating almost like a board or like a journal or like a record keeping, right? So I'm just gonna put these two things together. This is from a book, from a library book that never got used apparently. Let me see. I'm just kind of, as you can tell, I'm still a little kind of disoriented by everything that's happening in the world. So I don't know if we've had this conversation, because I've been having this conversation with everybody. I live in New York, and I speak to a lot of people around the world, because el mundo, and they've all kind of mentioned something that kind of makes me a little sad. They all want to be very, they want to empathize, and they're like, oh, you guys are having a really tough time with the migrants. How horrible it must be. They're all so violent and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, hi, I'm a product of migration. Actually, well, I am. But here's the thing, right? So I hang out in the Lower East Side a lot these days. The Lower East Side is pretty much the last part of New York that looks like New York. You know, when you like imagine New York as being gritty, and actually all of New York is gritty, but this in particular has kept a lot of its, like, I don't know, a lot of its grit in a very authentic way that's not too gentrified. So there are a lot of shelters there and a lot of pantries where a lot of the immigrants go and have resources, right? They give them food, they give them clothes, and it's great. And a lot of these immigrants come from parts of Africa. And here's the thing, you guys. As Americans, we see Black people as you know, like a monolith, as a people, when in fact it's a lot of people, right, that we clump together, kind of with Latinos. I think a lot of times people think, oh, you're Latino, you're Mexican, but there are other places, right? El Salvador, Nicaragua, yada, yada, yada. So with this, with the immigrants that have come here, I see them walking, and they still walk like proud people, right? People who come from somewhere. They're not American. They don't have the weight of being, they don't have the weight of being a Black American, right? And all that entails. So they're still very much proud and part of a community. But then when I see people walking towards them, they'll cross the street in fear because they don't see a person. They don't see a whole person with a history. They see a Black person and what that means to us as Americans, right? And that's really, really tough. So it's a complicated story, but what's not complicated is the fact that it's wrong, right? That these people are here not because they're here to take our resources or because they feel entitled. It's because we owe it to them. As Americans, we've gone into their countries, into all of these countries, and exploited their resources, leaving them without, and now they have nowhere to go, right? listen, this is why I'm not a politician, because I can't imagine even beginning to address a problem like this. But yeah, so all to say, be kind when you see people who have clearly had a long journey to get here, and you can empathize why they would even come here. Actually, the other day, I was in the train. You guys, the other day I was in the train, and some man asked me for money, and he was Latino, so I was like, "Oh, where are you from?" You know, and he's like, "I'm from Guatemala." He's like, "Yeah, I'm blah 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 blah," and I gave him some money, but I was like, "Listen, leave, don't stay in New York. New York is rough. People are horrible here, you know." He's like, "Well, where should I go?" I'm like, "I don't know, honestly. Just please be careful. Go to Miami, perhaps. Everyone speaks Spanish there." And then I'm like, "And don't do drugs, please, because people poison the drugs here, and you know." And then he just looked at me like I totally just freaked the shit out of him. I freaked out, right? And he went away, like backed out like this. But you know, it's like, please take care of yourself. No one is going to take care of you here. It's tough, you guys. I love this. Something's happening here, you guys. And then the other day, and this is really funny because whatever, right? I was having lunch in this really delicious health food store, and it's like a deli, but it's health food, so it's yummy, and you can eat everything and not, you know, have a heart attack. And I bought these a huge bag of chips because it was the only option. So I'm like, I'll eat the rest at home. And I only ate a little bit. It was delicious. And at some point, a homeless man came in and he asked the clerk, "Hey, can I have a bag of chips for free?" And the clerk was like, "No, sorry, can't do that." And I'm like, "Oh, I have chips. I'll give him my chips." So then I'm like, hey, like, do you want my chips?" And he's like, "Oh, thank you." And he looked at them and he noticed that they were open. He's like, "Oh, but they're open." And I was like, "Yeah, but they're really good." And he's like, "But they're open. It's like secondhand smoke." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "No worries. Like, I'm not gonna offend me. And listen, if it's energy you're worried about, I get that." But I thought it was funny because you want to help, but you know, I had a similar conversation with a friend who's a manager at a bar. He was coming home from work, like, you know, 2 a.m, gets in the train, and a homeless person was asking for money at 2 a.m, and no one gave him anything. And he confronted every single person in the train, like looked them in the eye, like, "Really? You're not going to give me money?" And that's happened to me before too. And so I was like, it's tough, you guys. It's tough. But then you see, you know, good things as well. So look, this is kind of coming along, right? So this is what you do if you're uninspired. You know, just grab a book from your bookshelf and love something. Remember that you love something, because I just looked at this and this is super fucking gruesome, but I was able to kind of funnel my love for things here. So I'm gonna keep going a little bit more and just see what I can find. I'm gonna go in here and perhaps I would love something a little bit more something. I'll know when I see it. Don't you love that? I think I want to make something with this. This is beautiful. Ooh, look what I found. Oh, maybe this is what I want. So this is from Studio Confessions. I had a podcast. I don't know if you knew that. I'm thinking of doing it again. Maybe not, you guys. It's a lot of work. Yeah, this would be cool. Oh, I can't rip it. I do want to have more conversations with artists because I love that, but I also find that didn't want to do that. Okay, I'll put you to the side, buddy. So that's me. I want to work smart, not hard, right? Like, I'm done trying to, like, I'm done, you guys. I think this keeps me going because I know you on the other side. Otherwise, when I was doing the podcast, it was hard to connect with people because it's like, it was one way I was kind of throwing things into the dark, and people would eventually say, oh, I like listening to it. But I didn't know, right? I couldn't feel it. So all to say, this feels right. Especially now with the patrons, you guys. I love it. Okay, I like this. It's going somewhere. There we go. Okay, and I think this is a collage. I did want to do one more thing. And in my craziness, here you are. I always keep losing this. Okay. So this is what I'm gonna do. As I love this. All right, so as a thank you, and the fact that I just found this, I'm gonna send this to the 10th person on the list. So number 10, you are getting this, and that is Jay Curtis. Congratulations. Thank you for being a patron. So this is what we're gonna do. I think every week we'll send a little something as a thank you, just because it really does mean a lot to me. And Jay, you're getting some fun stickers. I think I can send this with a little nudie guy. We'll see. At any rate, so this is my collage. What did I do? I didn't do too much, honestly, because I just wanted to keep my hands moving, and I created something, and yeah, and it felt nice to go to a place where I know I can find inspiration, right? So get your wonder walls, get your community going, and that's it. I am so excited about the upcoming collage kit because we just ran a marathon. I know we did the Februarage, and if you didn't do it, you can still participate. So this is going to be really fun, light and airy, and there's going to be a little element that will take you out of your collage practice and see how that feels. I didn't show it, and I don't want to show it, but you'll know when you get it. And it's not collage related. So on that note, become a member now, become a patron now. This is a safe space, and I'm so glad you're here. All right, you guys, I am Luis Martin, the art engineer. Holding space. All right, cheers.